A reading from the book of Job, Job chapter 34, verses 1 through 19. Then Elihu continued and said, "Hear, O wise men, my discourse, and you that have knowledge, hear me. For the ear tests words as the taste does food. Let us discern for ourselves what is right. Let us learn between us what is good. For Job has said, I am innocent, but God has taken what is my due. Notwithstanding my right, I am set at naught. In my wound the arrow rankles, sinless though I am. What man is like Job? He drinks in blasphemies like water, keeps company with evildoers, and goes along with wicked men when he says, it profits a man not that he is pleasing to God. Therefore, men of understanding, hearken to me. Far be it from God to do wickedness, far from the Almighty to do wrong. Rather, he requites men for their conduct and brings home to a man his way of life. Surely God cannot act wickedly. The Almighty cannot violate justice. Who gave him government over the earth? Or who else set all the land in its place? If he were to take back his spirit to himself, withdraw to himself his breath, all flesh would perish together, and man would return to the dust. Now do you, O Job, hear this? Hearken to the words I speak. Can an enemy of justice indeed be in control, or will you condemn the supreme just one, who says to a king, you are worthless, and to nobles, you are wicked, who neither favors the person of princes, nor respects the rich more than the poor, for they are all the works of his hands." Here we see Elihu speaking to Job, who is a righteous man who has suffered great loss, the loss of his 10 children, the loss of his health, and the loss of his possessions. Elihu is telling him, Job, there is no way that you can be innocent because we know that God is just. And we know that you could not be hurt if you were innocent. Here we see an interesting position, because what Elihu is doing is not merely putting Job on trial, he is also putting God on trial, because he is making the claim that what has happened to Job is unjust if Job is innocent. He is making the claim that it is wicked if God has done this and Job has been righteous. And yet, what do we see on the cross? We do not see the wickedness of God. We do not see God's lack of justice. Rather, we see his abundance of mercy, that he himself is willing to go to suffering, though he himself is righteous, that he himself is willing to go to death, although he himself is the author of life. And so what we see in Elihu is a clever argument, but it is a dangerous argument. If I do not like something, if I do not understand something, that does not mean that God is unjust. Rather, in the light of the crucifixion and the resurrection, God reveals to us a new justice, a justice full of love, a justice transformed by mercy, and God reveals to us a new suffering and a new death, one full of life and purpose.